Making a new WoW game in 7 days. Okay, I'm super curious now. What kind of new WoW game is this?
Hello friends, in this video
Forsaken?
I'm gonna take you through my challenge of making a full multiplayer game in only 7 days. You see, Blizzard has
7
been kinda
days.
slacking with the Battleground updates in the last couple of years. The last BG World of Warcraft had was back in the end of Legion.
Is this some kind of WoW too?
Long time ago. So I took it upon myself to make a World of Warcraft Fortnite game mode. And since I
What?
said Fortnite, of course, I'm gonna use Unreal Engine, and I kind of have this problem wasting a lot of time procrastinating like crazy. That's why I gave myself only 7 days, 80-20 rule. It doesn't matter if it's not perfectly polished, but since my competition here is Blizzard, I'm pretty sure I can make a very competitive alternative. And with that being said, I started off on Monday.
You just slept
day
Blizzard,
one.
yeah.
I started really late at 6 p.m. First thing I did was I actually bought this multiplayer pack from the Epic Game Store. Not exactly super complicated, but I'm glad I bought this because it did save me a bunch of time, especially with all the buttons. Straight out of the box, this kind of worked. I mean, we had multiplayer, or so I thought. The first thing I did was I tried to actually import some of my own characters. This is the people that I'm working on People Island 2, by the way. And this is the model. Right in there, no problems at all. We could just play the game just like that.
It's actually interesting. Like, I see this so often these days where like fans of certain games can sometimes make like better versions of the original game and stuff. Like, it's actually crazy what you can do these days. Like, back in the day, if you wanted to develop like a freaking game, you needed like a whole team, you needed to join a studio. These days, like, you can actually sometimes do like games with just a few people, or sometimes even by yourself, because we have so much more software now than we had back in the day and stuff. Like, stuff has gotten easier, but at the same time also more complex, right? Because we have now more stuff we can do as well when it comes to like developing games. So yeah, fascinating.
But hey, step 1 done. Next, I tried to upload my actual World of Warcraft character, my undead.
Oh,
and this
same
seemed
model?
a little problematic. I
Why?
wasn't really sure what is happening here.
Because the size?
Sussy. So essentially, I started deleting things, and I followed the trail of errors, which led me to this database here. And this database basically allows you to pick what model and what character you want to be for every character. Pretty easy stuff. I kind of figured it out. So now we had 2 playable characters, People and Undead. Next step was to actually add the animations. Luckily for that, we don't have to work too hard. I just need to export my World of Warcraft character using WoW Model Viewer. We put that up into Mixamo, which is an amazing free online tool. Mixamo essentially creates the skeleton for you, and it has a huge database of animations.
That looks interesting.
So I just got a bunch of animations like running, jumping, put them all together, made a little animation montage, applied it to my skeleton, and we had a walking, running model.
Yo, what if actually Fortnite, like, they are doing this these days, right? Where they go to like famous franchises, including the Avengers and stuff. I think, did they not also do this with like Minecraft, or they maybe wanted to? Like, they're going into different games. They even had freaking Batman and stuff, right? Like, maybe Fortnite eventually will also come to freaking World of Warcraft and take some characters from there. Maybe get a Thrall in freaking Fortnite. Who knows? Like a Thrall, maybe a Sylvanas. Like, I can see this happening with Fortnite, maybe. Like, seriously. Yo, that's actually really good. It looks really nice. It's kind of actually interesting to see a Forsaken have like a different sort of walking animation from like from WoW. Like, it's fascinating, but it still looks good. That means that if actually Blizzard did this, where they actually added like new freaking animations to races that we already have, like maybe Forsaken that can walk upright, like not crouching like that, I think that would look still good probably.
Very, very simple. This
like
was
the
going
Ox
really
can
good
walk
so
straight.
far.
Why can't the
So
Forsaken yet, right?
The only other model
It's
I
not
had
too
on my
bad.
computer, which was this
walks
orc
more
character. This was Clack from a thumbnail a long time ago. And since I'm using the same skeleton, he does look a little bit strange.
His ears
but
and his
the good thing is I don't have to import all the animations again, because essentially I can use the same animation package from my undead to all of the other characters if they use the same skeleton, and that's what I did, and that was one way to like reduce the workload I have to do. I gave my undead some eyes here because out of the box he had no eyes, and I think he looks a lot more handsome when he has some eyes.
All right.
Look at that. We have an undead and we have an orc. Everything's
Without
going
ears?
great. I mean, I did this pretty fast, so I thought, oh, 7 days might be actually a little much. So I went to sleep with a big smile on my face.
Wait. Hold on. What's this Asmongold on the newspapers? Yo, that's your boy Asmongold. Yo, Azeroth types, we are going home. World of Warcraft Classic, out of content. Alright. That's actually some nice edits he did. That's like funny.
Actually a little much. So I went to sleep with a big smile on my face. On day 2, we added an AR, of course. If this is a battle royale, a Fortnite type of game, we have to have
It
an
looks
AR.
already a bit
Gave
like
my undead
Fortnite.
an AR, gave him some extra animations. So now we have a
It's a lot like
weapon,
Fortnite,
you can
actually.
walk around. We need a map. And for that, I chose Booty Bay. Now, I use this program called WoW Export
Wait,
Tools,
what?
which, as you can see, you
I'm
can
gonna
export
see
the whole map.
Booty
It's
Bay
a
with Unreal Engine
giant,
now.
humongous file. You have all the models, all the trees. I mean, I could have just been like, okay, game done. Obviously, we're not going to use exactly this because we don't want to plagiarize it. I'm just importing this as a reference. And I chose Booty Bay because it's an iconic PvP zone when you're first leveling up. I think it's one of the first contested zones.
I was ambushed there
there's a lot
before.
of PvP action going in Booty Bay, especially back in the day. Everyone's leveling in instances now, so it's a little bit different. But essentially, this is going to be a Booty Bay battleground. Here's where we had our first...
I actually hated this. I sometimes would see, like, I was on an alliance character. I tried to level up and I went there. And I freaking saw constantly, like, hot players attack me and stuff there. It was interesting back in the day.
Little problem. You see all of those models and files ended up being there's a big quantity of models. There's like 10,000 of them. Materials,
I think I had a
textures,
Night
it
Elf
took
Druid, if
forever
I'm not
to import
mistaken.
everything. So instead I just
Night
merged
Elf Druid, I
all
think
of the
so.
objects and had one mega object. I imported that and that was actually more manageable. Look at that. And now we actually had the full Booty Bay map, a little bit buggy, but it was the full map in Unreal Engine. So now that I had the base, I was going to build on top of it. So I added a landscape, and my first idea was to just manually sculpt it like this and just follow all the peaks and all the valleys and all the mountains and kind of get the general shape and the general idea of the whole map. Yeah, this was not very smart. This would have taken me a long time and it would have looked really bad.
So you made it smaller?
So I figured, hold on, we live in the future now. Instead, I went online and I googled how I can make a height map from a model because I did have the actual model of the landscape. So I just made a height map and I'm pretty sure I messed up the settings. I probably could have done this a lot better because the peaks are just way too peaky. And not just that, it was very spiky. Okay, it was really, really spiky. I couldn't really move around. It was like an alien planet. Not exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah.
So I had to bring out my smooth tool and just smooth it
everything
all out.
manually.
Took a long time to just smooth everything. But eventually...
Especially if you have like such a big area like Booty Bay and stuff. And like look at how many mountains those are. Like he probably spent like half of the time almost of the 7 days. Like maybe he spent like 2-3 days, who knows, to actually fix this terrain alone. Like that is insane. That's like a lot of work. This is just a small portion of the map, right? Like we saw it earlier. This is like so much bigger actually.
We just got it done. But even after this, it wasn't exactly a perfect match. But I just went ahead and manually finished things up. I made them look a little bit better, follow the road, follow the valleys, follow the beaches. And at the end of it all, we kind of had a sort of a playable map I could walk on. I still need to add the trees and everything.
Walks under the terrain.
That's not too bad for day 2. Now on day 3, I really wanted to finish the actual map so that I can focus on everything else after. The first thing I did was I downloaded this pack. I thought the aesthetic looks really nice, kind of Fortnite-y, a little cartoonish. I applied the material and everything got ruined. But apparently it's just a matter of creating a layer or something. I'm not really sure how that works, but I clicked some stuff and look at that. We have a very nice looking grass, rocks and everything. And the smart material will...
You know how that looks like? Like this green stuff looks like this freaking slime sort of river we see in the freaking Undercity, right? And maybe I'm just thinking about that right now because he has like this Forsaken character. But that looks like the stuff that's like in the Undercity that you don't want to swim in because it comes from some gigantic zombie sort of worm thingy, right?
Grass, rocks, and everything. And the smart material will calculate the angle of a slope and put rocks.
For some reason, it does look like much like grass, right?
It's more
It's
flat,
like
then
slime or
grass.
something.
And speaking of grass,
Maybe it's the
changed some
light.
settings, and now we have actual
Oh!
grass and
Okay.
foliage. Then I added
Now
some
it's
water,
grass.
and after the water, I just put a bunch of trees in. I had these really nice looking trees from the same pack that I got the grass from,
Oh, wow.
and these palm trees, and I just used the base of Booty Bay, the big model I had, to just put trees in the same spot. And I had to fix a little bit of the terrain as well.
Yeah, because they were inside.
But crazy, I know, it wasn't perfect. And all I did all day was painting the environment, putting trees down, fixing these peaks and valleys.
It's probably
and
really
that's all I
fun
did all
doing
day.
that.
But at the end of the day, I actually had a very nice looking Stranglethorn Veil. I'm very happy with how this turned out.
Wow.
The graphic looks really good, very Fortnite-y. And we even had the entire Booty
Imagine
Bay.
WoW had such
Booty Bay, I
graphics.
just basically used, I found one of the models in that giant pack I had, and I just put it there. And
But that looks
it
still
looked
very
great.
pixelated.
I'm really happy with the result. This is day 3, and we have a full map. This did take all day, so it was all day just making this.
In
I
one
think
day.
it turned out okay. I'm very happy with it, and it was time to go to sleep. We're halfway into the challenge, and things were looking great.
I would have expected this to take 2 or 3 days.
My map was looking great, but all I had was my undead, so I had to give him a couple of friends. So I got this model of Savix, the best paladin in the universe, of course. I used the exact same rig as my undead, so again, just to reduce my workflow. And I also got a model of Guzu's dwarf. Now, Guzu's dwarf had his eyes closed, so I didn't exactly know how to fix this, so I just deleted his eyelids. It looked a little bit cursed.
It
But
does.
at the end of the day, it just made him stand out more. And if that wasn't bad enough, apparently his model, since it was a little bit shorter, when I use it with the undead skeleton,
OMG! That's
yeah, it was cursed.
You know how that looks like? It looks like the other Kultiran version, right? Like we have 2 Kultiran models. You have like the regular one and we have the super skinny one, right? Where some people say that's the model of Asmongold or something. No, but seriously, this looks kind of like the other Kultiran model we have for those super skinny ones. Kind of, right?
It was really, really cursed.
Okay, the shoulder's
And,
kind of off though. Like, that's weird.
But hey, I had a full roster of 4 playable characters.
So
I had
funny.
Guzu, I had my undead, I had Kalak as his orc, and I had Savix. I was very happy with that.
That
You know
looks
what?
good
We'll
with
fix it
Savix.
if we have time. I had my map, I had my
You
characters.
have a bow too?
It was finally time to work on the actual combat. Now I didn't have much time left.
It's a cool
I
animation,
decided on
actually.
just a bow and arrow, AR, and melee. That was gonna be the only way of combat. I implemented this bow, I got it from Sketchfab as well. I got this punching animation, and I started working a little bit with the bow and arrow.
It's actually good, the
Eventually,
animation.
I made the bow able to actually spawn the arrows, but the arrows were flying upwards. Luckily, that wasn't too hard to fix. Eventually, we got the arrows to shoot in the correct direction and gave him a little trail like this.
That's
as well.
nice.
There was a different problem though. You could just kind of spray arrows in every direction.
That's like
But
multi-shot,
we
right,
carried
for
on.
the hunter.
I got this little aim system, so you could only shoot the arrows while you're aiming. And we had a different problem now where the character would start shaking. He was
What's
kinda
that?
nervous, I guess. At least we fixed the arrow spamming, kind of. If I would spam my click,
Maybe he's
it would
freezing.
kind of
Yes.
an arrow every once.
Yeah, that's it. He's like freaking shaking so much because he's freezing because he still doesn't have any clothes on or something. Maybe that's why. And by the way, guys, if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. But here you can really see, like, you know what I love so much about this video? How he like shows every single step here and how we actually see how much effort and what steps are necessary to like create a full game and stuff. And I feel like he does this like 7 days, but I wouldn't like be surprised if certain models or races took Blizzard alone like 5 or 6 days for one race or something like that. Maybe even longer, right? And with the whole team. But the way they do things is probably like way different because I know that like other gaming companies have this kind of situation where they work on something, they are nearly completed, and then the lead comes, like the leader, and says, sorry, I don't want this, you have to change it, and then they start from scratch. And that's how you get like so much cut content and like stuff that they just don't do. I'm pretty sure they were like also in WoW like more allied races we were supposed to get and more classes, and maybe some were like half completed, but then the lead came and said no, we don't want this or no more, and then they had to like scrap this. So like okay, we're not gonna do this anymore. So yeah, this is the same with like so many games. This was the same with like freaking Skyrim. There was supposed to be some sort of arena zone, and there were like siege combat things and stuff, right? Like where you could like siege cities and have like sieges. And they cut this all. And this is the same with like gaming companies. They finish something or half finish, and then someone says, "Don't do this anymore." And they just get rid of it. That's why stuff is so slow often.
As bad as before. So I figured, you know what? That's just gonna be a feature of the game. If you panic and spam press, maybe an arrow hits someone. Who knows?
Yes, so, minus 11 Celsius there. Where does he live?
That's kind of where I ended for the day. I realized all of these animations with the bow
minus
and
11
they don't replicate.
Cloudy.
Meaning that in multiplayer, the other player won't see someone actually shooting the bow. But that was a problem for tomorrow because it was getting kind of late and I was getting kind of tired.
Day 5. Ooh, we're getting to the final product.
I realized I can't hide from multiplayer anymore, so it was finally time to kind of learn how to deal with it. Apparently the way to do it is you gotta have 2 commands so that when you press a key, it tells the server to do something, and then the server tells all the clients that one thing is happening. So it's not exactly super complicated, it's a little backwards, but I kind of figured it out, and now my bow and my gun and everything, all the animations were actually replicating, which is great. Multiplayer achieved, kind of. How much worse can it get? So now we had the map, we had the characters, we had all the attacks that were replicating.
Is that the name for it?
For ragdolls.
What?
My ragdoll had a bit of a problem. This is some strange behavior
what
I haven't
the
seen
heck?
before. Initially I tried to just change these.
It's like some tornado takes him away or something.
Actually create
strong winds or what?
And I tried changing everything, I adjusted all of them. It didn't really work.
Wow.
My character would just fly off into
yeah, that
space.
looks like
I tried removing collision.
That looks like if you Fus Rodar someone in freaking Skyrim. Like if you do this in Skyrim, they fly like that too, from Fus Rodar. It looks the same.
Fly off into space. I tried removing collision altogether, and then, I mean, it was to be expected, I suppose. And then I did more research, and apparently this happens when you have an object in your scene that collides with your mesh, so it's always pushing each other apart. So I checked all the weapons,
it's just one mistake.
Everything seemed okay, so I tried removing all collision, and I think I got the problem down, because now it was kind of working. And I figured it's gotta be the eyes. Yes, and it was the eyes.
The eyes?
The eyes I added to make him more handsome. I changed the collision to none. And now we had a good working ragdoll. Great success. This was very fun. I threw my character around a lot. It was really fun. Throwing your character around is not good enough. I had to have some sort of
way to nothingness.
Trigger the ragdoll. So I added this little collision to the arrow. And whenever the arrow hits the character, bam, content. Next, it was the bullet. I did the exact same thing for the bullet, but there was a problem. You could just permanently shoot where the character used to be, and it would just shoot him into space. So I added a condition making sure that once the character has been hit once, it won't get hit again. And then I started working on the punches. For the punches, I used hit infinitely attached to my character's arms. Whenever I punch, it would check if it hits a target, and if it hits something, it just ragdolls it. The problem was, whenever I punched, since the boxes were inside my hands, it would always kill the actual player. So I literally punched himself then. Smaller and a bit outside, so it doesn't hit yourself. This kind of worked, but it was still a little bit problematic because once I hit someone, then that target's fists on the ground could still hit you.
Wait,
even though
what?
He's not the one shooting. So the way I fixed this was I just made friendly fire impossible between the same 2 characters. And I just made sure that the punches only work on everything else. So if Savix hits Savix, he's not going to take any damage. But if Savix hits someone else, then they're all going to fall down. It worked great, and it was a nice little added feature, you know, a team gameplay.
Weird.
On day 6, I had this idea to add an actual goal for the game. So I got this flag
PvP
from
mode.
Model Viewer. I did a little waving animation, and I put it in the game as a pickable object.
Oh, that's fun.
It worked great. The goal of the game would be find
just
the
like
flag
in WoW
and bring it to the extraction point. Of course,
yeah, that's just like in WoW.
They dropped a flag. It was working great, with the exception of, for some reason, on the client side, when someone dropped a flag, you would see 2 flags instead of 1. but you wouldn't see it on the server, but it would still work. So it was really weird. I don't know how this is possible. It would create these scenarios where you'd have multiple flags.
I actually think this is the most difficult part of development, where you like finished almost with the product and then you have like those kind of bugs and you don't know what is causing them. And you have to like freaking dissect everything, find out, is it this small problem? Is it this? Is it because of, like he said earlier, because of the ice, there's some collision? Is it because like, actually if it's like two of the same models, it is like friendly fire or something? Like I feel like this is like so complicated when it comes to like the end product. If you have like bugs and you have to figure out what causes this. Like I've studied business informatics, and we also got into some stuff like a little bit about like gaming as well, and like other software thingies and programs. And sometimes we had like programs that we developed where like there was like just one line of code that was not actually the error, but it had a collision with another line of code, and sometimes you had to scroll through multiple pages and find out, is it somewhere there? And it's sometimes something we did like weeks ago that had a problem with something we just did recently. And then you have to go not back like a few days, but like even weeks and see, oh, what did we do on this day? And it took sometimes several days to even find a single bug.
But you know what? That's just a special feature of the game, because sharing is caring. And then, since this is Fortnite, we added the battle bus. Put the battle bus in the game, and we made it move across the map. It moved a little bit too fast at first. It kind of launched me really, really far.
You're
Game
out of the
feature,
map.
but also unplayable. So we made it move just a tad bit slower. Was really nice now, and we had ourselves a battle bus. I don't know why it kept pushing me out. It's just a game feature, I suppose. And then
wait,
we
from
added
jumping,
the extraction point. Now everyone that's played World of Warcraft in Booty Bay knows about missing the boat. Everyone missed the boat. So
I missed it a few times
to create the same kind of experience. And the goal of the game would be you had to get the flag and bring the flag to the boat. Okay, I made the boat move a little bit slower. So
you know what I hated the most about the boats in WoW? Each time I wait for a boat, it takes eternity for it to come. So sometimes I grab some snacks or I go to the bathroom. And when I return, even though I'm just go for like 1 or 2 minutes, the boat already came and passed. And I have to wait for another several minutes. Like, I used to have this problem. I would always leave my room at the wrong time when I thought, oh, I still have so much time to the boat. And I was like really bored. I would sometimes sit for like a couple of minutes and no boat came. So I would go do something else. But when I come back, I would have missed it and stuff.
Stay there for too long. Now with all that out of the way, it was finally time to work on the weapon system, picking up the weapons, picking up the flags. I had this little test done here.
Wow!
Weapon was working great, flag was working great. I made these weapons on the floor that you could pick up and it would just give you the weapon. And if you had the weapon already, you wouldn't consume it. Obviously, we have infinite ammo.
It's funny, he walks a bit like an orc, right?
It's a 7-day project. So I just put all these weapons throughout the map. I hid them as best I could. And that was a very good day 6. We have a full day left. Wow. Day 7, I just took care of the small details. I added some sound on the footsteps. I added the gunfire sound effects, the bow sound effects. We have a full day. The game's actually almost done. So I went ahead and I added these nicer looking buttons to make it look more like original. Wow. The menu was looking great and the game was essentially done. It was finally time to build it. Now building took a really long time. I didn't think it would take this long. So I actually stopped the build and decided to delete some of the files that I'm not using. Because remember, I had like 10,000 files. So you see all of these models that I wasn't using in my scene. I just decided to delete all of them.
Yeah.
Bad idea. It wasn't bad to delete them, but it was bad to delete 6,000 files at the same time. That was a mistake. Yeah, my computer died. I had to Alt F4, just shut everything down. Thankfully, nothing was too broken when I started again. And this time I just had patience. I waited half an hour for the build to finish and the build was done.
Just half hour.
And the game was right there. I had an actual game.
Wow, Fortnite.
It worked pretty good.
Oh,
I actually had a multiplayer game. Multiplayer because I was trying it with my wife's computer and we have the same IP. So on the same IP, the game worked fine. The game was perfect. It was ready for deployment. Technically, I finished the game in 7 days. So of course I wanted to play
take fall
online,
damage,
not just locally. And that is where the
there's
big
no fall damage
problem started hitting. It was kind of late that night. I really wanted to finish in this day because it was day 7. But I figured, you know what? Since I started at 6 p.m. on the Monday, maybe I can give myself a little bit extra on the next day. Because then it's still technically 7 days.
Yeah.
Also, the game is
If
using
the hour counts.
next-gen dynamic lighting. Even though it doesn't look too crazy good, it still kind of tanks. Even at my 3090 was
Wow.
sweating hard. I was a little bit scared. My computer was about to take off. So day 8 comes around.
What?
And I'm thinking, no matter what, I'm finishing this today. I have 2 goals for today.
Wait, you can also ride in this WoW game a freaking motorbike?
So day 8 comes
Wow,
around.
that would be a
I'm
nice
thinking,
mount.
no
Blizzard, give
matter
us this
what,
mount, please.
I'm finishing this today. I have 2 goals
With
for
a
today. One,
old school
fix the
goblin
frame rate, and number 2,
motorbike.
and most importantly, make it work online. So I started with number 1. I basically ruined my entire game. I made all the textures disappear.
No.
I turned off dynamic lighting and I turned on RTX and I baked the lighting. I completely destroyed the game. The FPS was kind of good, but everything looked horrible. So I said, oh god, I don't know how. I barely managed to trace my steps back and fix it. You know what? Goal number 1 failed. It is what it is. Not a lot of frame rate. And it's definitely a little dangerous, but at least it looks good. Now on to the second goal, which is making the game actually playable online. I watched every single tutorial on how to make multiplayer work over Epic Games.
So it took longer
I
than 7
downloaded
days, like
Visual
8, 9.
Studio. I started learning C++. It was a complete mess. I spent all day trying to figure this out. Eventually, I was making a little bit of progress. I managed to make the game realize I'm trying to use Epic's online system. So it would let me log in, you know, that's progress. But I still wouldn't see another person's game. I was trying this out with Nomsen and we just couldn't see each other. It was so frustrating. Day 8 goes by, the full day.
Yeah, more than
I try
7 days.
everything. It just wasn't working. I went to bed really sad. And after day 8, it was kind of a challenge failed. I mean, the game was playable. It was just not exactly playable
Multiplayer.
online.
Mhm.
Day 9,
he fixed it.
wasn't gonna let it go, obviously. We came way too far.
Looks
Wake
cool.
up, and I had a little idea.
Wait,
See
the
this
jailer
little
was there
note
too?
here? It says create non-dedicated servers. And then you see this other note here that says look for only dedicated servers. Now, this is what all the
Oh.
guides were saying I should do, but the guides were a bit old, like 7 months old.
So he
So I
removed it
figured
and it
maybe
fixed it.
the plugin has advanced and maybe it works. So literally all I did was check this box here. And that was it. First build of the day, early in the morning, bam.
Yeah, that brings back memories of how it was in school. We had sometimes the smallest mistake and it would take us days to find it.
That was it. First build of the day, early in the morning.
During programming
bam.
classes.
Wait, 8 out of 8.
What?
Can you even go in? Wait, I got allow access!
Oh, oh, no way, Nomsen. Wait, how?
It w-
Hey,
Are they on the same team or against each other? Oh, they're against each other.
Wait,
there's a Pepega aim. Oh, wait, what? I walked up.
Oh, there's another
why is
player.
there a corpse here?
Wow,
No.
that looks fun.
No.
Savix one.
We had a full finished product, multiplayer game, 8 days and half an hour. Mission failed. And now that we had one
It's still
successful
impressive.
test, finally, I said, you know what?
The companies
game
need
is
like a
done.
year
I'm
or
not
longer
touching
for
it
games.
anymore.
And you did
I
like
called
8 days.
Savix, I called Guzu, Clack, and Snoopy, and we went ahead and we played some Booty Bay Battle Royale.
Alright, let's see.
Wait. No way! Why do you guys all look so cool and I look like that? Bonnie. Why does everybody else look so cool?
I remember a few days ago I asked you if you have a badass picture of you, and you said you'll get back to me after stream.
Oh, I never did it!
I used what I had.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah. Abomination here.
You look so good, man. Oh my.
What is that?
That looks very strange. You should have at least used like a human version or something. Like a dwarf that's like freaking yeah, sure. That looks like some creepy pasta right there or something.
What is Gusu, man?
Bonnie, that's
Okay, so-
cursed.
Yes, it
I
is.
look like Slender Man.
Yes, Slenderman. Oh, Slenderman,
My
yeah.
PC's dying.
I'm lagging though. My computer's about to blow up. It's getting hot in here. I'm like sweating.
I got like 1 FPS, man. Launch the game, launch the game.
I'm ready,
I'm
I'm ready,
so
I'm ready.
hyped for this, actually.
He did don't fail. Oh shit!
Oh, shit.
Oh, there's a gun?
Yo, Goose, look behind you. Goose.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna
I'm
shoot
going,
you,
I'm
man.
going.
Wait, what do you mean you're gonna shoot me, man?
How do I equip my gun?
I jumped off.
Yes, jump.
Oh,
I jumped.
oh, him hit him.
Shooting. Yo.
Dude, wait.
Dude,
Bonnie,
what is this
where's the
frame rate?
guns? Where's the guns?
You know what's interesting for this like model? It's just like the upper part that's kind of weird. Like if you look at just this part with like the legs and all, it's good until here, somewhere like in the middle. Like the upper part only needs fixing.
Jumped off.
Yes, jump.
I think the legs look normal.
Yes, yo, someone's shooting. Yo.
Dude, wait.
Dude,
Bonnie,
what is this
where's
frame
the
rate?
guns? Where's the guns?
Can we build? Can we
How
build?
is not laggy?
Wait, he shot himself?
Savage.
This is the
What are these
laggiest
sounds,
game
man?
ever. Get off him, Bonnie.
Yeah, it looks pretty laggy.
Yo, Goose, you suck.
But they're having fun, that's a good sign.
Where are you
I
guys?
have to like
We're
click
here.
every time I shoot.
Bonnie, there's holes in this game. I'm
Yeah, you
falling
shoot
off.
at my screen,
Oh,
brother.
I'm falling through holes, man.
Don't go into holes.
Dude, what? Bonnie,
So
I went on
buggy.
the boat. Bonnie, what's going on?
Yo, Bonnie, you gotta patch this. This is OP.
Gotta fetch that.
It's a skill issue, okay?
Yo, Savage, Savage.
Yo,
stop
skill
it.
issue, man.
Okay, yo.
Why is he
go to
shaking
Buddha
so
Bay, though.
much?
We should go to the city.
Yo,
Yeah,
no, I'm
wait.
gonna put it
I'll explain. I'll explain how do you can actually win the game.
Okay,
Wait, stop shooting.
Stop shooting.
Is there
Stop
an
shooting.
in-game?
Let him explain.
Yes.
Okay,
Come
friendly
here.
fire. Stop.
Okay, no more shooting, no more shooting.
No more shooting.
Okay, let's go to the tunnel.
Yeah, is it
He
me?
doesn't
Bonnie?
listen.
I'm farming right
He
now.
said no more shooting,
Okay,
he
so
said that.
this is the goal of the game.
Stop.
Flex.
No, no,
Clack,
shooting,
clack,
no
clack.
shooting, no shooting.
You gonna take that, Savage?
Oh my god, don't start a war. Don't
Wait.
start a war. Keep it
Can,
down,
can,
let's
can,
figure out what we're gonna do.
oh my god, yo, you pushed me off, what the hell? Somewhere on this map, there is a flag. You gotta get the flag and bring the flag to the boat. You get on the boat with the flag, you win the game.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so it's like capture the flag.
No shooting, no
Yes.
weapons. Weapon too strong.
Alright, no weapons, no weapons. Don't
Okay,
use the
okay.
weapons,
No,
nothing.
yeah,
Don't use the
no weapons, no weapons.
Yo,
Yo,
who's using guns,
Yo,
man?
no
Who's
gun,
using guns?
no gun.
Yo, Savage.
Yo, I have to put him out,
Savage, it's yo, no, it's
Who was
now we're
that?
even.
Who
Now we're
was that?
even. Now we're even, dude. Yo, what?
It's too tempting,
I
huh?
said no guns and you guys just keep shooting non-stop.
I'm
No,
not
but
shooting,
it's
man.
always
I
it's
use my
always
guns.
Savage starting it, man.
Okay,
Yo,
let's go.
I see
There's the flag.
I get the flag.
Okay.
I see the flag. I'm actually gonna win this, dude.
Oh, I see,
Yeah,
don't
no.
look at it.
He has it, he has it.
Yo,
No
no,
guns,
no
no
guns,
guns.
no guns.
Just
Wait,
bow.
wait.
No
Wait,
guns,
wait,
just
wait.
ball.
I mean, I know
He's
where they're
dodging my
heading.
calls.
They're going to Booty Bay. So
Does
I
he even know the
shoot them,
direction?
right?
Yeah,
Yo.
we're at the...
No.
Oh, shit.
No.
No, he takes
How'd
it.
you get it?
Can he even? Oh yeah.
No, man. Oh no.
But that's
I gotta
how
go
this
all the way
game's
around
supposed to be. You're supposed to admit the other and take the flag.
Right now.
Why is Sevix faster than me?
Dude,
Oh,
Bonnie!
sorry.
I
You're
was
in front of me.
The wrong way.
I'm
There's
gonna
no
go
fall
outside.
damage.
Yo,
Someone
Savix.
stop
Thank
flag.
you.
Someone stop flag.
Oh, my dude. Fat as W. Oh no! What the?
Oh, yeah.
Yo, stop bone. Stop
Oh,
bone.
Guzu was camping. I got it.
Yo. Yo, there's everyone has a flag.
Ah! Oh, the ship is leaving, guys.
I'm gonna win. No, the boat is gone. The boat is gone. This is
Now they have to shoot each other till a new boat comes.
Somebody's shooting!
What is
Wait, why they all have a flag now?
Where the boat's coming?
I'm
One more
pulling
shot,
out my
and I'm gonna
gun.
bring out the gun.
I'm pulling out my gun, dude.
Dude,
Somebody
it was
shooting,
savage.
man.
It was.
Oh yeah, there's this bug, right? They get like more flags if they drop one. I think this bug still exists. That's why there are so many.
They're dead now. It's my turn, man. What the fuck?
What is happening?
But it's actually pretty good for 8 days, right?
Dude,
Yo, I
stop
can't get
shooting.
up. I'm like perma dead.
Oh, he wins now, right?
It's clack. It's clack.
I won.
Dude,
Crack.
Flag one. All right.
100%.
There we go.
Crack. And that was it. Booty Bay Budget Royale. Please like the video if you
Budget
enjoyed it.
Royale.
Don't forget to subscribe.
I like that.
And also, I'm gonna have the actual game files, like a Google Docs, down in the video description.
What?
You
We can
just
actually
download
play
it and
this?
Play it. However, there's two problems. One, you can't really play it online unless you have a dev key. So I had to add everyone as a developer to actually be able to play the game online. So I'll have the game, but you can only play on the same IP. So not exactly useful.
Imagine this
I
game
know.
actually
And
gets
also
popular, that would
play
be
the
funny.
game at your own risk. I think it's FPS capped, so it shouldn't actually blow up any GPU. But I'm not
Who knows?
100% sure. So yeah, it's a little bit graphic intensive, but thanks a lot for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.
But that's just for now graphics intensive. I believe in the future stuff's going to change because technology keeps advancing anyway and stuff. But that's actually impressive. So this is like 8 days and what, like an hour or so he said. That's actually pretty good to get this far. Like some other companies, not individuals. This was like done just by himself, right? Like there are individuals out there making games for like a year or so. And they get something similar, but in like a year, right? So that's actually pretty impressive in just 8 days. That's really good. It was very fun to play for them apparently, but yeah. Some computers could blow up, be careful if you want to try this game. But yeah, I will anyway leave a link in the description to his channel, and there should also be a link. Yeah, here it is, Drive Google, so you can get it if you want to try it. And let me know in the comment section if you had fun playing this game, if your computer blew up or not. Yeah, if you guys are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content. If you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. This is very fun to watch, and yeah, I will see you guys next time.